Hello. I'm actually finally using my phone as a microphone. I had it in the other videos, but speaking of other videos, let me give you guys some backstory before I get into the topic of today, which is the Cyclops and the Land of the Blind. It's a merge of two historical myth type stories. If you guys don't know about the Odyssey I think, and there's the H.G. Wells story, The Land of the Blind, I think it's called. I combined the two stories. I did a little bit of research on it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but most of it is, I made a video that pretty much touched on the topic, but it was before I thought of the great grand idea to make that the title. So I might make that video the second one. This one before it. Pretty much explaining my thoughts on that title and why it kind of makes sense in the next video. Okay, so the Cyclops and in the Land of the Blind. Now the Cyclops from the let me make sure I got the titles right. I don't want to be wrong, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. Okay, alright, that's not even a real song, so let me stop. Pretty much, the Cyclops in this story is a man-eater. He knows no bounds, no human laws. So he, pretty much just doesn't abide by any human laws. And so I combined the two stories together. Me being the Cyclops, and my surrounding being the country of the blind. Now this ties into being the standard, as I mentioned in the next video. They both pretty much touch on the same thing. So being the standard, I'm the Cyclops. Now this makes sense because I'm very selfish. I tend to be a quote unquote man eater due to me not giving. So something has to give, that being usually the people I'm around. So I'm feasting on these people that offer help, and I'm just naturally selfish. So I'm kind of absorbing these people, man eating. Knowing no bounds, that's optimism, exceeding expectations. It's pretty much the and I'm usually a fool, to my own ego and stuff like that. But in the Land of the Blind is a more important thing to cover in this topic, because being the standard, usually it's very dependent on those around you. So the Land of the Blind. Now, in the story H.G. Wells tells, is this guy is pretty much the king of the Land of the Blind. Is he the king? I believe he is. So he expects to be their king because he isn't blind, and there's a big, pretty much plague that's going around that's causing everyone to be blind. Even kids are being born blind. Which is very, very true in today's society. People, I tie this into today's world very well, because kids are being born blind by being thrown into the public and social media at a very early age, being pretty much out the womb with a tablet or an iPhone. It's crazy. I'm not saying if you have social media or anything you're blind, but that tends to be the case sometimes, most times even, and it's not particularly bad, but it can be blinding. That's why it makes sense. So the Land of the Blind is the world in my society, in my group, I expect to be the standard because I feel like me being the Cyclops, I at least have one eye. I have one eye open when everybody else is blind. Now, I might not have two eyes like anybody else in the world sometimes. I'm not blind enough, you know? I have enough sight to be ahead of these people, or so I think. Now, it makes sense because in the land of the blind, in the real story, the guy pretty much can see, and he tells everybody, "Hey, I can see, like I can see everybody," and they're all blind, so they're like, "No, you can't see anything. We're all blind. What are you talking about? You're hallucinating." To the point where it convinces him that he can't see. He's just going insane. So he comes to grips with being insane when he could actually see. And he eventually is like, they're telling him like, "Hey, in order for him to be like everybody else, we're gonna cut out his eyes," which is so crazy because he can see and he could be helping these people, but these people don't believe him. And they want him to be like everybody else. They don't want no outsiders. They want conformity. They want no one to be above them. Any advantage, you know? Which in today's world, that is a very, very true thing. When somebody gets ahead of you, try to find a way to get them back down, you know? Especially if you're blind and somebody else could see. Well, shoot, if I could find a way to get that person to believe that they're blind, I'm gonna get that. So, I feel like I'm this Cyclops within the story of the country of the blind. I have one eye. I'm selfish. I feast on other people and look to lead these people. I have weaknesses, but I want to lead these people. Now, man, that's so true. Like, I feel so like just this is therapeutic for me a little bit. Tying this into like a little fun story, you know. Like lately, I've been trying to. A lot of people have been telling me give back. As I'm trying to trailblaze my way out of, you know, the box that I was put in since I was born, and I've been making my way out of it. I've opened up my eye, my one Cyclops eye, and I've, in a way, opening my eye has made me blind. Now, this might even get religious because the land of the blind can be, or the country of the blind can be the enemy trying to convince you that you don't have that one eye. You're not better than anybody else. You're not saved. You're not. You're still in this box. No matter how better you get. Which I'm not better than anybody else. Let's just get that straight. But there's people that need help, which are the blind people, and you know, them being blind. I mean, there's a lot of blind people, you know, in today's world, literally and you know, metaphorically. So I want to lead these people, and I have the wit, I have the abilities to, because I can see. So, but I don't want to use it the wrong way. And I want to be able to do what's right. And at times it's not visible. I tend to convince myself that I'm actually blind, like in the real story. So this pretty much ties into what I talk about in the maybe next video, about being the standard and how people will view me, and how it affects other people, how it affects me. So I feel like I did a pretty good job explaining that. Like, I'm the Cyclops, in the country of the blind, and it's a very powerful thing to be, you know? Like, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are the Cyclops, and you're around all these blind people. There's a lot of times where, like, you're around other Cyclops, you know? And that's probably the ideal thing to be in situationally, being a Cyclops and being around other Cyclopses that can, you know, kind of help each other out. But right now I'm in the land of the blind, and you know, lately a lot of Cyclopses have been talking to me, and showing me that you need to give back. You need to be a leader. You need to put yourself at risk and not be selfish. And be able to take a loss. I feel like that's the biggest thing that has been bugging me. Giving back and being able to take a loss. Like, I've been winning for a very long time. Like, I've lost most of my life. And 1 whole year that I've been winning, I've been addicted to that. I don't want to take a loss, but you know, when I get injured and everything falls apart, it's like I feel like I'll never win again. So I'll do whatever to win again. I'll do whatever it takes. So that's where I'm at now, and I don't want to take a loss, and I want to get back to where I was. Is that selfish? I don't know, but I'm trying to also lead people out by example. So let me be your example. If you need one. You know, most people that are watching this, you probably want to relate, or, you know, find out what it is. But, you know, it's life. We learn. We live and we learn. So, hope you guys are having a good day. I'm having a good day so far. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully this is a good explanation of what I was pretty much trying to get to. So, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. First off, let me jump back. I'm gonna have to edit this like crazy. I've made like 8 videos and I've yet to post them. I'm kind of like in this like paralysis of video making and like perfectionism, because none of them are like perfect, and I just feel the need to like keep on just, I don't know, wait till it's perfect. But okay. I hope you guys are doing good. I'm finally getting back into the flow of eating right. I've been moving. My ankle is getting more and more sore from this moving, but I needed it just mentally. So I'm gonna take that physical damage to relieve my mental of just, you know, stopping the bleeding mentally, I guess. You know, I went down, I ate a decent small meal finally for like the first time in like a week. I'm weighing about like 158 right now, and my usual like just healthy sitting around weight is 149, 150. So we're like 7-8 pounds too heavy right now. So we will get back. It's just depletion, You know, I need to deplete myself of some food for a little bit. If I get down to 152, I'll be happy. But I'm not really worried about weight right now. It's more so. This is not a recap video. What am I doing? Anyway, I might cut that all out.